Jefferson attacking. That falls. Nice feed that time from Walker.
The screenplay worked ideally there, and I'm not talking about the screenplay you see in a movie theater. Gave him more than enough room to get that shot off.
Here's the kid. He's coming off a 28-point game against Indiana. Outside Jennings. There's the triple, and that is good. Jennings has got himself on the board with 3 there.
4 or 5 shots have dropped for them already. Not a bad way to get things started.
Stevenson outside. Feeds it to Williams. First quarter of basketball, just over 2.5 minutes play.
If you battle for the offensive rebound and come up with it, you're guaranteed a high-quality shot on a follow just like he got there.
Marvin Williams, the former number 2 pick out of North Carolina back in 2005, now in his 10th season in the NBA.
Well, the effort was there, but he just couldn't quite fight his way through traffic.
And Walker kicks to Williams. Outside, Walker passes it to Stevenson. Right side, Williams. Stevenson drives in, and he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. And Williams never a star, but he is a quality defender able to space the floor.
You know, you got to take him for what he is, and that's really a solid rotation player throughout his career. Kevin, there are only 25 to 30 all-star caliber players in the league, maybe 35. After that, everybody else is a role player, and you have to understand it and embrace it and accept it.
Here's the Tomei. And first quarter, we're about 3.5 minutes in. From downtown, it's rebounded by Charlotte. They are coming off that win against Atlanta.
And it was the role players in that game, Kevin, that really led the charge. You know, the guys who normally don't score a lot, they came in and really contributed.
A total team performance, Steve, the kind you need if you're going to win on the opponent's home floor.
Hornets trail by 6. And it's Walker penetrating. And that one's good.
Beautiful cut to the hoop. He's getting anything he wants here already.
The Pistons have gone 5 of 8 from the field, shooting over 62%. Jennings kicks to Caldwell Pope. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. It's on Al Jefferson.
Well, Andre Drummond, kind of a late bloomer when it came to basketball, really. He was pretty uncoordinated as a kid. He'd struggle to make layups early on. It wasn't until
I like the effort, son.
I'm feeling it, coach.
Who's out there now for the Pistons? Monroe's checked in.
Let's go.
Charlotte is gone. 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. Here's Roberts, guarded by Augustine. 4 seconds left. That's good.
That is a terrific effort on the shot. He's giving up a lot of size, but still finds a way to score.
I don't think that affected him in the least, though, Steve. I mean, he made it look like he was the bigger guy.
No good. Ready to start up. And let's get your take, guys, on the scoring breakdown for the Hornets.
And they're knocking down that mid-range jumper so far.
They've established their presence in the paint tonight. Also, a lot of their scoring to this point coming from down low.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. Setting the floor for the Hornets. Walker runs the point with Stevenson flanking him. Henderson out there with Bismack Biyombo. And it's Jefferson in at center, locking down the middle. Now let's send it to Doris from the sideline.
Thanks, guys. The kid in their last game against the Pacers, boy, he was tremendous. He finished with 28 points, and he was just about on target from everywhere, hitting from deep as well as sinking his free throws. A gritty performance where he put his team on his back and shouldered the scoring load. This team could get used to that, guys.
Great, Doris. Thanks. Any chance we see him top that performance at Clark here tonight?
I'd say no chance, partner. And that's not a knock against him. It's just that he was so good that night. I don't think he can possibly do it 2 games in a row.
He was Kelloggian. Is that a word? We can use that word.
It is now.
Oh, look at Steve. He didn't like that, though. Look at him.
Let's just say he was really good.
Brandon Jennings, he's checked in for Detroit. And a switch here also for Charlotte. Kid Gilchrist is checked in. Outside, Walker. Jefferson setting the pick for Walker. Jumper off the screen. Jump shot is good. Jefferson's got his second basket.
That was an outstanding pick that gave him the room to bury the jump shot. Underrated, but not undervalued.
Well, the Bobcats then, now Hornets, might have been a little bit late to the analytics movement. That's going on in the NBA all over the place, and they're full-time on it now.
Yeah, they're all over it. Last season, they had a half dozen of their staff devoted to analytics.
Here's Jennings after the basket by Charlotte. Here's the kid. He's got 8. Shot clock at 6. It's deflected. Stolen by Stevenson. And now the fast break. Stevenson with the ball. Kid Gilchrist, no luck.
Great job defending the hoop there.
So important to have good presence defensively inside.
And for the Hornets, that's huge, having a bit of a numerical guide as to who to target in free agency because they aren't usually a big player in that respect.
Monroe, no good. Hornets leading by 4. Stolen. Here's Caldwell Pope. He's guarded by Stevenson. We're just over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Knocks it down in the bucket from the kid.
And we know the Hornets definitely aren't as big a player in most free agent markets. That's pretty clear, small market team. They're usually at the bottom of the league in payroll. But they are making the most of what they spend now with their analysis, so trying to level the playing field.
Here for Detroit, Andre Drummond's checked in for Monroe. And Luigi De Tome is subbed in for Urebko. Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Over that last break, Kevin, I got a chance to hear what Stan Van Gundy said to the team. He'd like them to concentrate on their transition game, to keep the tempo fast and put pressure on the defense in the open court. Also, he was just as passionate when he told them that they needed to put everything they have into their offensive rebounding. So, Kevin, change is already being made on the fly here in the second quarter.
Thank you, Doris. Now Walker after the missed 3 from the kid. Walker dishes to Biyombo. Screen by Jefferson. Stevenson drives in. Jefferson's shot is off. The Pistons have gone 2 of 4 shooting the ball here in the second. Oh, trying for it. And that's out of bounds. Detroit will retain possession. The Pistons making a change.
That's how we do it. Good work.
All day long.
Second quarter ends in a tight one. It's Charlotte lead.
Well, guys, I'm here with Al Jeff.
All right, listen up, everybody. The second half doesn't have to be as close as the first if we pay attention to a couple of things. At the offensive end of the floor, it's been a very intelligent display. We're hitting our shots because we're only taking smart shots, and that's the way we want to do it. I did like the scoring punch we got off the bench. That heated things up for us when we had to have a little something extra. And I want us pounding the offensive glass in this half. If that means sacrificing a fast break or 2, so be it. It'll be worth it. We know we can take their best punches and hang with them. Now it's time to hit them with everything we got and see how they handle it.
What they need to do over the break in halftime. We'll see now if one can pull out a way here in the third.
What a game we've seen here for Williams. 13 points, and he's got 2 baskets from out in three-point land.
I'm sure they'd like to get him a few more of those, so look for them to run some screens for him, try to pop him open.
Fulton in at the 4 spot. Jennings out there with Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. Then there's Andre Drummond, and it's Tome in at the small forward. That's the group for Detroit right now. The Pistons trail it. Caldwell-Pope passes to the kid. And unable there to get the go-ahead bucket. Charlotte's gone 3 of 5 from beyond the arc so far tonight.
Al Jefferson is really a unique scorer inside. He doesn't shoot a lot of free throws. He doesn't tally that many assists. What he does do is make shots inside while taking great care of the basketball.
Jennings kicks to Datome. It's back to Jennings. Here's Caldwell Pope, averaging 6 points per contest. Shot by Datome, no good. Stevenson dishes to Williams. Stevenson against Jennings. Charlotte moving it around. Walker with a clean look. A picture-perfect screenplay, and the jumper's good. And it's a 6-point Charlotte lead. Detroit's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Jennings passes to Datome. It's back to Jennings. Stolen by Walker. Left side, Walker. Banked in off the glass. They got on this roll a while ago, and they just haven't looked back.
And there it is again. That's where their points have been coming today, from the low post.
And even under pressure in tight, they've maintained their concentration and converted their opportunities.
Here's Caldwell Pope. Here's the kid. Fires from the wing. Buries the jump shot. The kid's got 12 in the game.
Well, you know, he has shot the ball well, but it has not been contagious. And his teammates, they haven't had the same groove, and that's why we're looking at this result so far.
Now here's Walker. 6 points for him, and he gets it to go.
Look at the points in the paint, the inside game. It's been very one-sided here for a while now.
Well, the defense just hasn't been physical enough at the rim. I mean, 8 of their last 10 points have come from the paint.
Here's Caldwell Pope. Jennings kicks to Datome. 6 to shoot. Here's Caldwell Pope. Buries the long-range jumper. Caldwell Pope's got his second bucket tonight.
Oh, he's going to keep banging those home if you give him that much space.
Kid Gilchrist, a screen on Jennings. Jefferson setting the pick for Walker. Jefferson kicks to Williams. Stevenson outside. Shoots from 14. It's blocked, and they force the shot clock violation. Great D. Well, it's a big bonus when you get effective outside shooting from your big men like these guys over the past 10 games. To take a look at Williams, third in the NBA. He's someone that if you leave him alone, he's going to knock it down.
So much value in having a big man who can step away from the hoop to draw bigger defenders out there. It really opens up the floor for the team.
Yeah, I think it makes it easier for everybody when you've got a guy who's capable of spacing the floor because of his accuracy from three-point lane.
Here's Walker after the made shot from the kid. Outside, Walker. Outside, Kid Gilchrist. Jefferson against Monroe. Good. 6 points for Al Jefferson.
Well, I tell you what, I need to see some more assertiveness out of these defenders. They're not getting the job done.
Yeah, that's 10 of the last 12 points they've allowed on good looks right at the rim.
Here's your Rebko. Right now averaging 7 points a game. Kicks it to Jennings. And there's another one for the Pistons.
And it feels like the energy has just picked up big time here. Both teams now feeding off each other's intensity.
I don't know what was said in the locker rooms at halftime, Steve, but it's obvious both sides have responded well.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to Doris Burke for an update. Hi, Doris.
Well, gentlemen, as you know, great post scoring is a bit of a lost art in the NBA, but Al Jefferson is a throwback player. He said, you know what gets me going? When I spin to the baseline real quick, get you off your feet, go under you, and throw it up fast. That's better than any windmill or 360 dunk I could ever do. Kevin?
Oh, well, loves to operate down low. Thank you, Doris.
Oh, and I love Jefferson's great footwork on the low box. I mean, he's always keeping defenders off balance. That's a clean look they gave him there, fellas, and he drains those.
Here's Roberts. Right now averaging 5 points a game. Pass to Biyombo. To the right side. Stolen by Monroe. Here's Fulton. Oh, my goodness is right.